Hello, good morning. Morning, friends. Happy Friday. It's Friday. So happy to be here. Today we're going to be talking some more about how to get a green card through abuse. And the standard, as always, is extreme cruelty and battery. Okay. So we've discussed VAWA in detail in other videos, but today we're going to be particularly looking at the power and control wheel. Okay, the power and control wheel. So the power and control wheel, well, let me just give a brief overview of what VAWA is. Welcome, guys. Welcome. So VAWA, as you guys know, is where you're married, for example, to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, and they are abusing you. They are subjecting you to extreme cruelty and battery, or you're married to a green card holder, or you are the parent of a green card holder, or you are the parent of a U.S. citizen, and these people are abusing you. We've done the how to see if you're eligible, the type of person you have to be related to in order to qualify for VAWA in a previous video. So today we're just going to be focusing on the power and control wheel. Guys, drop me a comment. Let me know how it's going at your end. It's a very rainy day in Manassas, Virginia. So today we're focusing on the power and control wheel. The power and control wheel just explains some of the common tactics that abusers use in order to abuse or subject their victims to abuse. Okay, so of course, battering is one form of domestic or intimate partner violence. That's why I like to focus more on the intimate partner violence, because that's a lot more common. That's what I've encountered more from immigrants. So yes, so it's characterized by a pattern of actions and that the individual will use intentionally to control and to dominate, of course, his intimate partner based on the relationship between them. And if you're an immigrant and you're married to such a person, it can be quite difficult, of course, being very far away from home, being afraid of the police, and sometimes being out of status and not having the right documentation. It can be a real hellhole. So we are going to look at this. Okay, so basically the power and control wheel, it's a wheel. Okay, and it just helps us to visualize the types of tactics, as I said, that the abusers use. And the power and the control are usually at the center of the wheel. Okay, and then a batterer will also use threats, sometimes intimidation, sometimes coercion, to instill fear into their partners, maybe their spouses, of course, their husbands or their wives who are the immigrants. And these people are, of course, have more power. And what gives them power is the fact that this place is more of their home, they are green card holders, they are US citizens, and you are the immigrants with no power. You don't have enough power at all. And as you guys know, having a green card or US citizenship gives pardon me for that. So basically that so physical and sexual violence holds it all together. Well, it's not only that, there are other forms of violence that also form a part of this abuse. And violence is, of course, the rim of the wheel. When you look at the power and control wheel, it's a very interesting diagram. I'll share that with you guys maybe later. So the last time I think we spoke about isolation, where your US citizen spouse will isolate you. And then we spoke about financial control. So today we're going to be talking about control over your immigration status. Control over your immigration status. Guys, continue to drop me the comments. I'll be reading them soon. Drop me. Let me know where you're watching from and how everything is going with you. Okay, so when it comes to control over immigration status, of course, your spouse, who's a US citizen or green card holder, threatens to call immigration on you. What they say is that, Mema Kuti Abetio, and I say, we're going to I'm going to call them. You'll never get your papers. Your getting your papers depends on me. So these are the various ways they present it. So I'm never going to file for you. I'm the one that can determine, your status here in the US. So all those things are types of abuse. Okay, so control over your immigration status, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Today is going to be very short and sweet. We came this morning because we have a very busy day ahead of us in the office today. We have a few in-person consults. Of course, we're open for in-person consults. You have to pre-book in advance, and then you can walk in to AK Poku Law at in Virginia, and then we will be happy to look at your case and then help you with a solid strategy, solid legal strategy to assist you. So control over your immigration status. Let's take a look at an example. Some people come to the US, for example, on a visa known as a K1 fiancé visa. Okay, so this type of visa is very limiting. This type of visa is very, 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 very limiting. So you need to be careful if you're trying to come on this type of visa, okay? Because what it does is that it gives your U.S. citizen fiancé the opportunity to come and take you, who's their boyfriend or their girlfriend or their fiancé, people that they are intending to get married and establish their lives with, from your country, out. Of course, the foreign fiancé has to be based outside of the US. And so you are brought in on this K1 fiancé visa. When you come into the US, it's a single entry visa, meaning that once you come in, you can't go out and come in. You come in and that's it. And it's usually valid for a number of months. Let's say 6 months. And you have 90 days within which to get married. I'm sorry, my cold is still like fully blown. You have 90 days within which to get married to your to your US citizen fiance, okay, guys? So within the 90-day period, you're supposed to get married to them. And once you get married to them, they are the ones supposed to adjust your status for you. And what happens is that sometimes people on the K1 fiancé visas, when they come in, and they happen to fall into the hands of an abuser who also doubles as their lovers or their fiancés, if those people do not file for them, then they are almost doomed, because unfortunately with a K1 fiancé visa, you cannot adjust subsequently with any other person. Okay, so if you divorce your K1 fiancé, let's say you get married to them and they don't file for you, and you divorce them, and you go get married to another US citizen spouse, you are not allowed to adjust through another person. With a K1 fiancé, you are the ones, the K1 fiancés who brought you in are the ones supposed to adjust for you. So it becomes very difficult for people, for example, falling under the K1 fiancé visas. Okay, it's a very different scenario where maybe you came on a B2 visa, which doesn't limit your options as much. And on the B2 visa, you get married subsequent, you overstay, for example, or maybe you don't even overstay. You came in intending to tour the US, and maybe in your 5th month, you meet the love of your life, and then within 3 weeks, you guys hit it off so badly, and then you get married. You subsequently get married, and then he threatens, like, look, I'm not going to adjust for you. You divorce him. You can get married to another US citizen person and then adjust through that. But with the K1 fiancé, it's very limiting. It's much more limiting. So when the immigrants come with, for example, the K1 fiancé visas, and then you have the abusive spouse, really really trying to control their immigration status, it becomes very challenging for these people. But thankfully, and even though you come with a K1 fiancé, you can actually adjust your status through VAWA if you have somebody that's abusing you. All right, guys, let's read a few comments and then we'll continue. Doris Ifa says, hello, Doris. Happy that you're here with us. I wonder where you're watching from. Eric Nate says, nice program. Thank you so much, Eric. I'm really happy you guys are here. today. And Ya Krantic says, good morning, Ikea. Have a blessed day and drink some warm green tea. Thank you so much, Ya. I hope you are doing great. It's been a while. Yes, I will drink some warm green tea based on your recommendation. Thank you for that. Okay, so you need to have these abusers want to have control over your immigration status, and they actually most of the time do, because they are the ones that can determine what happens to you. Thankfully, the VAWA, you can get a green card through VAWA if you are being subjected to such extreme cruelty and battery, where they know that they have the power over you, and they'll leverage that power to your disadvantage. They will punish you day in, day out. And you realize that it's not only about the fact of them having control over your immigration status, but what it does to you and how it makes you feel. It makes you feel controlled. It makes you feel undeserving. It makes you feel doomed. You feel rejected. Sometimes you feel very hopeless to the point of suicide. You feel ashamed. You feel inferior. You can't even go into the midst of your friends or your mates. You feel worthless. You may even feel very damaged. Okay, based on all these things, you can't eat, you feel exhausted, you can't concentrate, you have serious stomach aches. Of course, these are really, really serious matters. When you are not in the situation, you'll not understand how a green card can have this much impact, because everything here in the US is tied to having proper documentation to be able to feel like, oh yes, you are going and coming and you are free, and you're in control of your life, and you don't have immigration anxiety. Is a real thing. Like immigration anxiety, immigration nausea, you feel like you are in trouble. Okay, so these are very real feelings that don't leave these victims. So guys, that's it. I just wanted to talk about the control over immigration status. Maybe we can mention sexual abuse. Of course, we can talk very briefly about it, and then I'll see you guys next week. So with sexual abuse, he forces you, or he may shame you into having sex with him, and then says that sex is your only value. Of course, sometimes he could also say that you are abnormal if you refuse to have sex. So you are basically his sex toy or her sex toy. Some people complain that these abusers also punish them with sex. So he may also deprive you from having sex with him, cheat outside, makes you his sex slave, because sex is supposed to be a consensual thing, mutual. But if he is giving, making you do things that you don't want to do, making you, basically just do things that are against your own desires or your own beliefs or whatever, then that's a problem. Okay, some people are against using certain parts of their body during sex. So if he's forcing you to go against things like that, then that would be sexual abuse, even though it's within the context of marriage. I know for some cultures and some communities, there's nothing like sexual abuse within a marriage. Okay, but that's simply not true. There is sexual abuse within a marriage. So those are things that we'll review with you, and then we need to see what the impact on you and the quality of life, how it made you feel. And all of this is the abuser intends to control and diminish you. Of course, using sex as a tool, using your immigration status as a tool. And the standard again is extreme cruelty and battery. So every reasonable person reading this should see that, oh my goodness, this is extremely cruel. This guy has subjected you to battery, or this woman has subjected you to extreme cruelty and battery. All right, guys. If there are no more comments, I'm going to be leaving you. George Niclotte says, glory. Oh my goodness. Hello, George. Thank you so much for watching. So happy to see you here. All right, guys. So please don't forget to call my office if you need my assistance. I represent immigrants in all 50 states around the US, and we handle all types of US immigration law matters. So call me 802-7800-564. No, I do not do free consultations. I'm giving as much of my legal knowledge as I can for free. However, this is where it ends. If you want a personalized strategy for your case, then you need to call my office and then book, and then I'll look at your denial, your RFE, your NOID, what the problem is. We'll dig into it, and then we will find the best solutions for you. It's not a one size fits all. Immigration law, guys, as I keep telling you, it's all about super sharpened strategy that will be focused and will pierce precisely into what your issue is and try to resolve it. Okay, so give me a call and then we'll take a look at that. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and I wish you guys a happy Friday. Take care and be blessed. Bye bye.